It appears that every time we look at websites and news reports, and we see another article about how the church is dying. Earlier, we mentioned that we seem to be in a period of judgment. Being on the ground, particularly with young adults, I see amazing things going on with that, even though they are typically vilified, and how the millennials, they're unaffiliated and they don't identify religiously. Can you speak to new eyes in those areas? Is it a retooling of old things, or are we looking at new things, or both across the church?
I think both. Jesus says, one takes out of the treasure chest those things that are old and those things that are new. Most of us here are over 30, would be my guess. Over 40? Over 50? A lot of us. We're not going to throw this away. And we've got very many vibrant, quote, traditional congregations. We need to keep that going, at the same time trying some new things. But we have to ask, why do we want people to become part of this movement? And too often it's because people look at shrinking budgets or shrinking numbers, or remember the glory days of Name Your Decade. And people sense that. If you're desperate, my daughter and son-in-law, hopefully son-in-law one day, John, but he was running for county commissioner in Ashtabula County. And we have this thing called the Great Jamboree in Geneva, Ohio. And it was a Saturday morning, and this one church on the square was having a pancake breakfast. Well, they're young, so I don't think they knew he was a candidate, but Susanna and John showed up for this pancake breakfast. They were swarmed by people in their 60s thinking, aha, young people, new members. And it was really uncomfortable. So if you're just doing it, so that's a problem. If we're just looking for replacement parts, that's a problem. If we're just looking for money to pay for the boilers, that's a problem. But if we're inviting people to experience deep, intimate love of God that we've experienced in Jesus, then people, I think, will listen to that. And we're doing it in a variety of ways. Campus ministry. And one of our most effective young adult ministries is our military chaplains. There are hundreds of thousands of young folks. And if you've not thought about military chaplains, please do. Especially we need more, they call us liturgical Protestants, because there's an over percentage of evangelical folks. And we need our voice as well instead of the military personnel. But we're trying all kinds of different things. You heard from Christine that she's got this ministry among people who probably will never be a chartered member of a congregation. We've got, pardon me? We have, thank you. Who said that? Oh, a baptism. A charter member. But it's not going to be, okay, show up with your Jareen dinner or whatever that is, sort of thing. We have a whole ministry in Philadelphia that's a ministry to within 4 homeless people. They don't have a building. We've got a ministry that was started by young adults, and I think in Manhattan they just like to cook together. Well, that evolved into something like, there's more than just this meal, and they become a worshiping community. In the south side of Chicago, there was a ministry started to help keep kids off the street. When those young people became adults, they said, we want something more, we want to become a worshiping community. So we see we're experimenting all along the way, and these are going to fail. We'll probably have more of them fail than succeed. But the hopeful side is that we're willing to do that. We always quote the sin boldly part that Luther said, but he said, but even more boldly hold on to the promises of Christ. And if we're just, if we're going to hunker down and hold more closely, who wants to be part of that? But if we're going to go for broke, and that might be something for congregations that are, you're getting close to the end of your life that happens. Don't fritter away your resources until the last charter member goes. Maybe leave a legacy so new ministries can start from that. That might be, we're not going to be, we have no continuing home on earth, including the church. And my home congregation is closing, so I can speak with some pain certainly about that. We've got to be willing to experiment. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.